No. This is astroturfing. No.
So then the infiltrator that they don't know is an infiltrator who's holding the hidden camera. This happened a few years ago. There was an undercover Al Jazeera investigation that got into the Israel lobby. They infiltrated the Israel lobby. They found out what was actually happening, what's actually being said, undercover cameras, all those things. And the video got completely banned. So much so that even Al Jazeera didn't release it because enough pressure was put on Qatar, which is the parent country of Al Jazeera, that even they were afraid to release it. So it didn't get released by Al Jazeera, but then it got leaked. Here is a little portion of one of the things they found out, which is exactly what we were just talking about. And something that I think is not said in the video is he's talking about showing up to pro-Palestine, pro-Palestinian campus activities groups. One of the things that's been building over the past many years is these university Free Palestine groups way before October 7th, and they've been attacked mercilessly. Some kids' budding careers have been destroyed or harmed due to the attacks against them. I mean, online attacks, that type of thing, making it so that employers don't want them in that career track. But there's other ways that they've gone after these students simply for saying Palestinians should be free. Let's watch this undercover video.
It's basically just like Noah Pauli and the book. There are these jihadis who basically support suicide bombing, and they're on a campus, and you have to stop them. You know what my worst nightmare is? I'm actually not kidding. It's a photo of Dion and I together, and we're just like clearly identifiable, and they're like, "Oh, who are these like traders who sold out to the Jews conspiracy for money?"
So this guy is saying, he thinks he's saying it to friends who are in this infiltrator group, but they're being paid to go protest Palestinian kids. He's saying to the rest of them, I'm kind of afraid that a photo could be posted showing me that's basically going to anti-Palestinian protests because I've sold out. I'm being paid money for it. And he clearly states that he's being paid money.
Like we did. We cost $50,000 plus benefits.
He said, and we did. We cost $50,000 plus benefits. Like, that's legit what they paid them, was $50,000 to be regular, anti-Palestinian protesters at college campuses.
The way you're putting it kind of sounds a bit like astroturfing stuff.
So then the infiltrator that they don't know is an infiltrator who's holding the hidden camera, he says, the way you put it sounds like astroturfing. Now, most of you know astroturfing means protesters that are paid. It's not actually their viewpoint. They don't actually feel strongly about the thing they're protesting for or against. And as opposed to grassroots, astroturf, right? Fake grass. The camera guy says, it sounds like you're talking about astroturfing, fake protesting. And
No. This is astroturfing. No.
He says, oh, no, this is astroturfing.
This is actually there's a bus.
He said, except we have a bus. So he ends it on a joke, but he says this is astroturfing.
What is that?
It's when you set up.
It's the difference between grassroots and astroturf.
It's not that astroturfing is wrong. It's just that like your astroturf has to be like committed.
He says it's not wrong to get paid a lot of money to be a fake protester. It's just you have to really be committed to it. You have to really, do your homework. So then they cut to one of these protesters, which was the protest they were headed to. All right, so picture, I don't know what college campus this is, but it's a meeting of Free Palestine, right? A peaceful meeting of students who want to free Palestine, perfectly justifiable desire, perfectly peaceful students. And here they show up, the anti-Palestine brothers show up to scream at them.
People? No, I'm not. Support democratic society, but if you don't want to, we denounce extremist groups. What do you think of this?
So they hold up a not Jewish, Israeli and Jewish are two separate things. They hold up an Israeli flag and a sign that says, say no to anti-Semitism. And what you'll notice about these kids is they're very diverse. There's black kids, there's white kids. It's not just white Israeli students or something. And that's largely because a lot of them are being paid a lot of money. One kid has a sign up that says Jewish lives matter. The other thing you can tell this is a fake protest movement is their signs are just way too well made. I mean, I've been doing a lot of real protests. Very rarely do people have signs that have just been like perfectly printed on like, you know, $50 thick gauge poster board. Very rarely. If you show up to a protest, you know it's real if they ran out of room for the words on the sign. So the words kind of start to drift towards the edge of the sign to make it fit. That's how you know it's real. That's how you know they really care. They don't have the money for $100 protest boards.
Great. Resistance. Child suicide bombers.
We don't support radical Islamic terrorism in this country.
He says, we don't support radical Islamic terrorism in this country. Because obviously, if you want to free Palestine, that's radical Islamic terrorism. I just wanted to bring you the fact that these groups have been infiltrated. They are paid to be anti-Palestinian, and they do exist, and they existed before October 7th, and they're getting even worse.